Flurry has been with R.Kelly about 3 years now. She fell in love with someone that is a predator.
It's been almost 2 years and we still haven't seen our daughter. We both was blindsided. We didn't know about the storm was coming.
My daughter Dominique has been in his life for 9 years. Any man that don't let their mother see their child, see their mother, and she still living, he ain't got no heart. I'm not giving up. I'm not. My plan is just to go into the hotel. I know she's there. God and leave me here and then take it away. I come too close. Come on, we leaving? Come on. It's okay, baby. It's okay.
Everyone is talking about surviving R.Kelly.
I was like, my best friend in town and you talking about she can't come over, so Dummy took her sister's car and she came and got me.
Pulled
and
up.
I left the house. I walked out the front door.
They say city shit.
I walked straight out the front door, so after that she put cameras in the house.
Damn. And now she came, so like when she left it, like I wanted that R. Kelly like tell her to leave, or did she just kind of like, I wonder why she stopped fucking with him.
I don't know.
But that's some interesting shit, cause y'all mama didn't tell me that shit was like, that ain't gonna lie, she was like, I ain't gonna lie, she was telling me they were having fun, but she was saying shit like, oh y'all had a nanny, and she was saying R. Kelly, she said R. Kelly get y'all a nanny and shit.
I was a nanny.
Tell that nigga, where your check at? You need a check.
That's why all my friends would be like, Tia, you raise the kids. Like, those are your kids. And that's why I say all the time, like,
how many people that are like, he didn't do it, or whatever. The Me Too movement hasn't affected R. Kelly. Because R. Kelly, he wasn't a Me Too. Aaliyah voluntarily married him when she was 15 years old. And her parents voluntarily let her do it when she was 15 years old. See? And that little girl that I saw for my own eyeballs that he urinated on and had his way with was there at his house. She let it go down. You know, he's been involved with multiple, allegedly.
All the rumors about you being married and stuff like that. Was there any truth to that?
Man, you are so late.
I know, but you know what it is? It's like, I just had to ask it though.
Nah, because like the fans, they know. You know what I mean? Like my fans that I love you, thank you for supporting me. They know. Like you need to get like an old vibe or something and like
right.
The answer, because that's old. I'm single.
Okay.
I'm single.
The album's real tight.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Pornography, R. Kelly was still holding young black women essentially imprisoned inside of his home, forcing them to do humiliating sexual acts and cutting them off from contact with their families. Color of Change really saw this as a space to stand up for black girls and women. Several radio stations, even after Surviving R. Kelly aired, were still playing R. Kelly songs that very night, right? We have to hold them accountable. We have to reach out to them as consumers, as listeners, and reach out and say this is no longer acceptable. We don't want R. Kelly played at the barbecue. We don't want him played on the radio station on our way into work.
She just took my head and put it down by her private part, and she told me to lick her private parts. So of course I didn't know what I was doing.
At 6 years old.
6 years old, and she was like, stick your tongue out, lick it hard, lick it fast. Instructions, and started giving me oral sex with her mouth. So she turned around and laid me down, and she sat on me, and she took her hand and she grabbed my private part, and she put it in.
The real reason why people are still supporting R. Kelly is because at the end of the day, there is a huge population of predators and perverts in the community. I was just shocked when I watched the docuseries and he was pulling up to the high schools. You know why? Because I remember being a little girl and niggas was pulling the fuck up. Niggas pull up to the playground, to the park, to the back, anywhere where there were young girls. When I was a kid, we used to run from niggas. Let's be very clear about this. At the end of the day, I remember being a little girl, being 13 years old, going to the grocery store with my older sister.
Taste the coffee to make sure it was sweet enough. And she'd leave the ring of lipstick on the coffee in which she tasted coffee. And I remember when she would give me mine, when I would sip from the cup, I would turn it around and I would drink from her lipstick part. Because in a son-mother way, I had a serious crush on my mom because she could sing her butt off. And I just looked up and down to her. I looked around, I looked everything about my mother. You know, I loved her, and I even asked her to marry me one day.
I told you, nigga, this ain't it, Chief.
She had to
become the O.J. Simpson of the music business. Because he escaped justice in his 2008 case, he started to think he was invincible, that he was above the law, and he actually became more notorious, if you believe a lot of the reporting and the things that have transpired over the last year. It was July of 2017 when Jim DeRotis, a former Chicago Sun-Times reporter, did an article for BuzzFeed, and it was an expose interviewing multiple women who had been a part of his house, multiple people who had been on his team, and people with very close ties to the R. Kelly scenario, and exposed this whole idea of a sex cult. I too know some people that worked very close with R. Kelly up until recently, and I can tell you firsthand that the stories that they have shared with me about the things transpiring in his house make that 2002 sex tape look like a PG-13 movie. There's some really bad stuff happening there, and it is time's up for R. Kelly to continue to soar. He knows